Keyboard not working? Don't panic. Whether it's completely dead, some keys won't respond, or it's stopped after a Windows update, this video has the fix. I'll walk you through over 15 proven solutions, from 30-second quick fixes to advanced repairs. Let's get your keyboard working again.
First, let's understand what's happening. Your keyboard might be completely unresponsive with no keys registering at all. Or maybe only some keys work, while others are dead. You might see a code 10 error in Device Manager, or your keyboard works fine in BIOS but dies when Windows loads. Some users can't even type their password at the login screen. All of these are common symptoms, and every single one has a solution.
Let's start with the fastest fixes. First, check your connections. Unplug the USB cable, wait 30 seconds, then plug it back in. Try a different USB port. If you're using a USB hub, remove it and connect directly. For wireless keyboards, check the batteries and make sure the power switch is on. For Bluetooth keyboards, verify it's charged and in pairing mode. Second, restart your PC. Go to Start, Power, Restart. This clears temporary driver glitches that can freeze your keyboard. Third, check for debris under the keys. Turn the keyboard upside down and use compressed air. These 3 quick fixes resolve about 25% of all keyboard issues.
Here's a trap that catches millions of users. Filter keys is an accessibility feature that ignores brief or repeated keystrokes. When it's accidentally enabled, your keyboard appears completely dead because normal key presses are being ignored. You can trigger it by holding right shift for 8 seconds. To turn it off, go to Settings, Accessibility, Keyboard, then turn filter keys off. Also check sticky keys and mouse keys. Sticky keys makes modifier keys stay active, and mouse keys hijacks your numpad to control the mouse cursor. Turn all of these off. This single fix resolves about 15% of cases.
Windows has a built-in keyboard troubleshooter that can automatically detect and fix common issues. Open Settings, go to System, then Troubleshoot, then Other Troubleshooters. Find Keyboard and click Run. The troubleshooter will scan for driver problems, service failures, and configuration errors. It takes less than 2 minutes and can fix issues you might not even know exist. It's a quick win that's definitely worth trying before moving to more complex solutions.
Now, let's tackle the most common root cause: driver issues. Open Device Manager by pressing Win+X and selecting Device Manager. Expand the Keyboards section. You'll see your keyboard device listed here. Right-click on it and select Update Driver. Then search automatically for drivers. If that doesn't work, right-click again and select Uninstall Device. Don't worry, Windows will reinstall the driver automatically when you restart. For laptop keyboards, you'll see Standard PS2 keyboard. For USB keyboards, it's NCHID keyboard device. Uninstall it, restart your PC, and Windows will load a fresh driver. Driver issues cause about 40% of all keyboard failures, so this is a critical step.
If the basic driver update didn't help, try these advanced driver fixes. First, fix the upper filters registry entry. Press WinRAR, type regedit, and navigate to the keyboard class Go. Check that upper filters contains KBD class. If it's missing or corrupted, create a new multi-string value called upper filters with the value KBD class. Delete lower filters if it exists. Restart your PC. This fixes code 10 and code 19 errors. Second, for PS2 laptop keyboards, check the i8042 PRT service. In the registry, navigate to Services, then i8042 PRT, and make sure Start is set to 1. If it's set to 4, the PS2 keyboard is completely disabled. These registry fixes resolve about 5% of stubborn keyboard cases.
Here's a little-known bug that affects thousands of laptop users. Windows 11's fast startup feature uses hibernation to speed up your boot time. But on certain laptops, including Lenovo ThinkPads and HP ProBooks, it prevents the keyboard driver from initializing properly. The result? Your keyboard is dead every time you start your PC, but works fine after a restart. To fix this permanently, open Control Panel, go to Power Options, click Choose what the power buttons do, then click Change settings that are currently unavailable. Uncheck Turn on Fast Startup, and save. Your keyboard will now work on every cold boot. This fix alone solves about 10% of laptop keyboard issues.
Windows Power Management can silently kill your USB keyboard. USB Selective Suspend lets Windows turn off individual USB ports to save energy, which can disconnect your keyboard without warning. To disable it, open Control Panel, go to Power Options, click Change Plan Settings, then change Advanced Power Settings. Expand USB Settings, then USB Selective Suspend setting, and set it to Disabled. This is especially important for laptop users on battery power. Also, while we're in Power Settings, make sure Fast Startup is disabled as we covered in the previous section. These two power settings together eliminate most intermittent keyboard disconnections.
Let's check the Windows services that handle keyboard input. Press Win+R, type Services, MSC, and find Human Interface Device Service. This service handles keyboard buttons, multimedia keys, and special function keys. Right-click it and select Restart. Then set its startup type to Automatic. If this service is stopped, your keyboard may appear to work, but special keys and buttons won't respond. Also, check the Text Input Management service, which handles the modern Windows input framework. If it crashes, all keyboard input can fail. Restarting these services takes 30 seconds and fixes about 3% of keyboard issues.
Time for the advanced system repair tools. Open Command Prompt as administrator. First, run DISM Online Cleanup Image Restore Health. This repairs the Windows system image by downloading fresh files from Microsoft servers. Wait for it to complete. Then, run sfc/scano to scan and repair corrupted system files, including the keyboard driver components. SFC uses the image that DISM just repaired, so always run DISM first for best results. These tools can fix corrupted keyboard system files that no other method can reach. They take about 15 minutes total, but are extremely effective for deep system corruption.
Here's a critical bug you need to know about. In October 2025, Microsoft released Security Update KB5066835 for Windows 11 versions 24H2 and 25H2. This update corrupted a critical USB driver file called USB-HB3 The result was that all USB keyboards and mice stopped working in the Windows recovery environment. Users couldn't interact with System Restore, Command Prompt, or any recovery tools. Microsoft confirmed the bug on October 17th and released emergency fix KB5066835 just 3 days later. If you're affected, simply install the latest Windows updates to get the fix. This is a perfect example of why keeping your system updated is crucial.
Let's cover wireless and Bluetooth keyboard fixes. For 2.4 GHz wireless keyboards with a USB dongle, unplug the receiver, wait 10 seconds, then plug it back in. Try a different USB port, preferably USB 2.0 to avoid interference from USB 3.0 devices. Look for a reset button on the keyboard bottom or the USB receiver. For Bluetooth keyboards, go to Settings, Bluetooth and Devices, remove the keyboard, then repair it from scratch. Make sure Bluetooth is enabled and the keyboard is in pairing mode. Wireless interference from USB 3.0 ports, other wireless devices, and even microwaves can cause intermittent keyboard drops. Moving the dongle to a USB 2.0 port or using a USB extension cable can make a huge difference.
Now let's determine if this is a hardware problem. First, test your keyboard on another PC. If it doesn't work there either, the keyboard itself is faulty and needs replacement. If it works fine, the problem is on your system side. Second, test a different keyboard on your PC. If the second keyboard works, your original keyboard is the problem. Third, test in BIOS. Restart your PC and enter BIOS by pressing Delete, F2, or F10. If the keyboard works in BIOS but not in Windows, it's definitely a driver or software issue, not hardware. For laptops, if the built-in keyboard doesn't work but an external USB keyboard does, the internal ribbon cable may be loose. A hard reset by holding the power button for 10 seconds can sometimes help.
That's it. If this video helped you fix your keyboard, please take a second to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Which fix worked for you? Let us know so we can help others. Remember, the most common causes are driver issues, filter keys being accidentally enabled, and fast startup bugs on laptops. Keep this video saved so you have the fixes ready next time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.